Starting in 3, 2, 1. Access allowed.
Welcome to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the App State Sports Network. Coming up, 60 minutes of Mountaineer football conversation and your chance to hear from head coach Dowell Loggins. Mountaineer Talk is brought to you by Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate. Hey Mountaineers, Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate today for all your real estate needs. Pepsi, grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. Now, to get things underway, here's the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
Eagles. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff coming up on Saturday night. We're going to talk about that and much more with head coach Dowell Loggins. He'll join us here in just a second. And our player guests tonight, we've got Trent Ramsey from the offensive line, a newcomer to this year's squad, and we've got Thomas Davis on the defensive line. Both lines playing really well right now, so we wanted to feature guys right on the line of scrimmage, so stay tuned for that later in the show. If you want to be a part of our program, you can do so in a variety of ways. Use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter. MountaineerTalk@gmail.com is our email inbox. The text line 828-278-9850, 828-278-9850. If you're watching on our video stream tonight, leave a comment in the comment section or a question, and we'll get to as many of those starting with the second segment of our show tonight. All right, as we visit with head coach Dowell Loggins, his comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Coach, good evening. How are you? How was practice today?
Doing good. Practice was good. Did third down, red zone, two areas that are going to be really important this week, so it went well.
Is there any difference in messaging, energy, anything new that happens when it's the beginning of conference play, or do you try to keep it to a similar consistency?
No, no different. If you're going to treat every game like it's a championship game, then it's the next one. So it's the most important one of the season, without a doubt. And that the message is always going to be the same. Be where your feet are and want to know that week.
What was the message early in the week to the team coming off of Saturday's game?
Congrats on being 2-0. Nothing like it. It's been a long time since around here we've been 2-0. So enjoy that, but there's a lot to clean up and a lot of work to get done because we still didn't play the way we want to play in that game. And so going forward is like the stuff that got you to 2-0. If we don't get cleaned up, then those wins stop if you keep hurting yourself.
When things happen in a game where something doesn't go your way, a mistake, a penalty, a turnover, a drop, whatever the case may be, what do you say to players? What does the staff say to players, or what do you hope that they do to be able to leave that behind and not let it creep back up throughout the game?
Well, you talk to each player differently based on each individual relationship and how that person handles prosperity and adversity. So it's always individualized. Sometimes there's certain guys you can yell at. There's some guys you got to put your arm around. And that's why you got to have great individual relationships so you know how to coach each guy.
Yep. What'd you think of the atmosphere at the Rock on Saturday?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really proud that really thankful that our fans showed up the way they did. And not only does it help winning, it helps recruiting, which helps winning more than anything.
All right. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to have Trent Ramsey. We're going to have Thomas Davis from each side of the line of scrimmage. How would you evaluate the way that the guys have played in the trenches to this point?
Yeah, that's the reason why we're 2-0 is because we've been able to control the line of scrimmage in both games, whether it be running the football and pass protecting or stopping the run and rushing the passer. So for us to continue to win football games, those guys are going to have to be huge, and they'll be the reason why we win.
What kind of leadership have you gotten from, let's just use Thomas Davis as an example, a veteran of this team, a returning player, the impact of guys like him to be leaders on the field of this defense?
Yeah, and most of them lead by example. Like, we don't have like a outspoken. Sean Collins is probably the most outspoken vocal leader we have, but we have guys that do their jobs and show up and work hard and just keep getting better each week.
From the quarterback position, how would you evaluate the way that A.J. Swan has played through 2 games?
Really well, really well. Really excited about the way he played the way we expected him to play when we were recruiting him to South Carolina. And, big reason why we're 2-0, and he's made great decisions outside of one in the game. And the decision wasn't bad. He let the ball sailed on him a little bit, but outside that, he's played good winning football.
Yeah. I want to ask you about a couple guys that have put up big numbers and have been a big featured area of the offense in terms of the amount of times that the ball is in their hands. So what can you tell us about – we've seen Rashad Dominion run the football, and I know he'd like to have those 2 fumbles back, but he's been very productive. He's averaging – he averaged around 8 yards a carry on Saturday against Lindenwood. Can you give us a background of his story and what brought him to App State and the kind of person that you found him to be?
Yeah, well, we knew him because we recruited him in Arkansas in Cedar Grove, Georgia, and just got a really cool story. Came to Arkansas, was the freshman behind Rocket Sanders, who was flashy. We talked about him in every freshman scrimmage. No one could tackle him. Great contact balance and quiet kid he's perceived as a very quiet kid, but when he is around his teammates and the people he knows and trusts, he's a loose, funny guy, and really, really happy with the way he's playing. He's physical, contact balance, breaks tackles. We got to continue to strain up front in the wide receiver position, so some of those 5-yard runs turn into 35-yard runs, but obviously the 2 plays last week, but we're not in that game, and we don't close it out the last 2 games if we don't have dub.
What does that mean, contact balance? Can you explain that?
It's a great question. When he's getting hit, he has play strength and contact balance where he gets hit, and the first guy very seldomly brings dub down. Like, he can play through. He's very strong in the lower body. He's got a really good stiff arm. When you watch the Charlotte game, going back to that one, he put 2 guys on the ground, ran through one, and then stiff-armed one guy. I mean, they're linebackers, but he knocked both their linebackers out of the game himself. Yeah,
no doubt. Another guy who puts guys on the ground, but maybe in a different way because he's so shifty and hard to corral, Jaden Barnes. I mean, we've seen him be so explosive in these first 2 games. What's the background on him that you can share?
Yeah, so we had a relationship with him with Ryan Yurchek, was Austin P. with him. A funny story about Jaden. This is a true story. So Barnesy comes on his visit. It's snowing. And there's only 5 guys on the staff, and at that point, Yurchek and Watkins were on the staff, and Barnes and his mom and I are sitting in my office, and he's got his old coach is at UTEP, he's got Louisville and some of these other teams calling him, and I'm trying to seal the deal. I don't want to let him out of my office, so I'm like, hey, look, if you'll commit right now, Yurchek and Watkins will go down and slide down Miller's Hill with their shirts off in the snow. This is a true story, I promise. And we've got pictures, so I called them in, I go, hey, look, I love this guy. I think he's the explosive playmaker we need that can help change the offense because we had just lost a couple of receivers to the portal with K-Rob and Makai. And so we needed this guy to come in. And so they take their shirts off, they jog down, they slide down the hill, and they get all cut up and scuffed up. And Barnesy committed in my office. And and he's been a huge addition to us. And the thing that you love about him, not only the playmaking ability, but he's a cheerleader on the sideline. He's excited every time something good happens, not just for himself, but for his teammates. When you watch him, he's the energy guy, and it's hard to find those type guys that just bring energy to the team, and he's definitely one of them.
Is he one of those guys where it's like we can't come up with enough ways to get the ball in his hands?
He keeps walking around me during practice like I'm a baller coach. I'm a baller coach. I got you, Barnes. You got 8 catches. Like, let's chill. Like, there's only one football, but he just walks around reminding me all the time, I'm a baller. I'm a baller. So.
Yeah, well, it's been fun to watch him, and but the good thing is that we've seen AJ and the quarterbacks really spread the ball around to different receivers as well. All right, we're just getting started with Dowell Loggins. We've got time for your questions in our next segment, but first we remind you that Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate today for all your real estate needs. Your questions for the coach on the other side of the break when we return to River Street Ale House for more of Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after these messages.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau, we believe that getting to know you is the best way to protect what you love most. We have friendly agents in every county to help you prepare for the unexpected. And when life doesn't go as planned, our award-winning claims team will be with you every step of the way. Find a local agent today at ncfbins.com. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator that changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you. But first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
UNC Health Blue Ridge is known for compassionate, high-quality care. Now, with our new patient tower, we set the standard for growth and innovation. Our 6-story tower in Morganton, North Carolina features advanced critical care rooms, a new emergency department, and a rooftop helipad. You'll see the difference immediately with the same compassionate care you've always trusted. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Visit uncbr.org/tower to learn more.
Vesco Toyota Lift, family owned and operated, has been the exclusive Toyota forklift distributor serving Western North Carolina for over 40 years. Vesco's service department has the experience to keep your equipment running safely and efficiently. Let Vesco's team of local and resident technicians go to work for your business. We open at 6 a.m. and offer 24/7 emergency service. Vesco rents forklifts, scissor lifts, boom lifts, scrubbers, trailer spotter, burden carrier, and 4-directional combi lifts. Vesco has you covered. Call us today at 1-800-951-3131 or visit us online at vescoforklifts.com. Give your business a big lift today.
You're tuned into Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, time to hear more from head coach Dowell Loggins and your host, Adam Witten.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk on a Wednesday night. We're here Wednesday nights from 6 to 7, and we've got the conference opener coming up on Saturday. App State traveling down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, at Roberts Stadium to face the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. We're here with head coach Dowell Loggins and want to get into some of your questions now for the coach. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter first, hashtag Mountaineer Talk, and this one's from Jeff. Weather in Hattiesburg this weekend shows highs in the mid-90s. Do you do anything to prepare for playing in those types of temperatures?
Yeah, there's not really much you can do outside of the preparation through the week with hydration. We have an unbelievable nutritionist that is staying on our guys about their hydration throughout the week. You can't wait till Saturday to do that. But outside that, like, we're an outside practice team. We don't have an indoor, and we practice in all conditions. And so that I would hope that would always be an advantage for us, whether it be cold or hot or whatever that looks like. We haven't practiced probably in 90 degrees yet since we've been here. But, well, we practice the right way, and we're in good shape. So we worry about things we can control, not what we can't.
Yeah. All right. Neil asks, what's something you and your family has found special outside of football?
Ooh, that's a good question. About the community?
We'll go with the community.
Just, how they embrace you and take you in, and the transition's been easy for my family because of that. I'm the football coach, and my kids are the football coach's kids. So right now we're 2-0. So, but they've everyone's nice when you're 2-0, but and hopefully this time next week we're sitting here at 3-0, and my kids still love Boone and they have a great experience at school. But it's been cool the way that people have just reached out, helped, been nice, and just kindness goes so far, and it goes so far for this coaching profession. Can be really hard. It can be really hard on your family. So when you transition, it's a blessing when you find a place that really has kind people. Yep.
No better place than this to find that type of attitude amongst our fan base and our community. Texter writes in at 828-278-9850 with, the penalties. You never want to have it, and you're always coaching to not have those. But when those continue to be a thing, do you change anything in terms of the way you go about practice or go about certain things to try to eliminate those as much as possible?
Yeah, there's always different things you can do, and you're in a constant battle to fix them. There's multiple types of penalties. There's aggression penalties that happen they're always going to happen. No one's going to play error-free football and be aggressive. But we got to eliminate the illegal formations, the the dumb penalties, and they, but it's the penalties where it's Mountaineers hurting Mountaineers, and so there's a lot of things we do, multiple things we do to fix that, starting at practice, how we watch them as a group, and on Monday, the first team meeting, the first thing we did was watch all 9 penalties, and not just watch them and shame guys, but you got to coach them to talk about, hey, this is why that penalty happened, this is how we're going to fix it, this is how we correct it with a technique, a fundamental. So it's also a learning experience for everyone, so they all hear it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We've got to run into a timeout. We've got more questions to get to here in just a minute, but we got to talk about Southern Miss. Saturday's opponent, conference game. They're 1-1 coming off their first win under new head coach Charles Huff, who we remember from Marshall the last handful of years. So we'll talk about what to expect from the Golden Eagles coming up on Saturday. Coach Loggins' comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. And a reminder that since 1981, Mountaineer Mania has been Boone's one-stop shop for all your App State gear, the largest selection of tailgating supplies, hats, and one-of-a-kind apparel. Mountaineer Mania has something for everyone. Alumni owned and operated. Make sure your next trip to Boone includes a visit to Mountaineer Mania. Stay tuned, more from River Street Ale House and more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after these messages.
Plays, what comes to mind? An unforgettable day in Ann Arbor, Michigan when a blocked kick made 107,000 fall silent, or a tipped Hail Mary turned into a touchdown. These moments are woven into the storied history of App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines because of nagging shoulder, hip, knee, or back pain? Let App Ortho get you back in the game. Offering advanced treatment for shoulder, hip, knee, and back pain, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Stop sitting on the sidelines and call App Ortho today, 828-386-2663, or visit apprhs.org.
Covering App State University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
Discover awe-inspiring adventures in Boone, North Carolina. Fly fish in crystal clear streams, zip line through the trees, or carve fresh powder on the slopes. Discover cozy lodging options, charming shops, local entertainment, and a variety of culinary creations in a lively downtown. From high-energy adventures to peaceful getaways, Boone has something for everyone all year round. Can you feel the Blue Ridge Mountains beckoning? If so, come, explore Boone.